Picture this: Washington, D.C., 1973. A young Dave Chappelle is born into a family of academics. This isn't your average origin story, folks. It begins in the heart of America, where a future comedy legend was being nurtured amidst a family of scholars. Dave's parents, both university professors, were advocates of the power of knowledge. They believed in education, in the pursuit of intellect, and in the transformative power of learning. But young Dave, he found his lessons in the world around him, in the people he met, in the stories they shared. He was a keen observer, always had an ear for the absurd, and he discovered early on that he had a knack for making people laugh. As a teenager, Dave found his love for comedy, and he knew then what his calling was. He would stand in front of his classmates, his teachers, even his parents, and deliver punchline after punchline, each one more clever than the last. He was a natural, a born entertainer. But Dave wanted more. He wanted to share his humor with the world, and so he decided to take a leap of faith. At the tender age of 19, Dave packed his bags, said goodbye to his beloved Washington, D.C., and moved to the city that never sleeps, New York City. The Big Apple, the city of dreams, and for Dave, the city of stand-up. But these dreams didn't come easy. Dave struggled in those early years. He performed at dingy bars, in front of tough crowds, and faced countless rejections. But he didn't let that deter him. He believed in his craft, in his ability to make people laugh, and so he persevered. His journey wasn't a walk in the park. It was a marathon, a test of endurance, a testament to his passion for comedy. But through it all, Dave remained undeterred. He knew that he was meant for the stage, that his humor was his gift to the world. And so, with a spark in his eyes and a desire to make people laugh, Dave Chappelle embarked on a journey that was destined to change the landscape of comedy. Fast forward a few years, Dave's hard work started to pay off. Our boy from Washington, D.C. was no longer just a face in the crowd. He was making waves in the world of comedy. His unique comedic style was making an impression. And boy, did it resonate with the audience. His humor was a breath of fresh air. It was raw, unfiltered, and real. It was like he had this uncanny ability to tap into the absurdity of everyday life and then spin it into comedic gold. It was the kind of humor that made you laugh and think at the same time. A combination that's not easy to pull off, but Dave, he had it down to a science. Soon enough, Dave was making appearances on various TV shows. He was the fresh face that everyone wanted to see. And then came his first HBO special, Dave Chappelle, Killing Them Softly. Talk about a game changer. This wasn't just any comedy special, it was the one that put Dave on the map. In this special, Dave's comedic genius was on full display. His jokes were sharp, his delivery was impeccable, and his timing was just perfection. The audience was in stitches, and the critics, they couldn't help but take notice. But what really set Dave apart was his authenticity. He wasn't just telling jokes, he was telling his truth, and he was doing it in a way that was accessible to everyone. He wasn't afraid to tackle tough topics, and he did it with such grace and wit that you couldn't help but admire him. And just like that, Dave Chappelle, the boy from Washington, had become the talk of the town. His star was on the rise, and he was just getting started. But as we all know, with fame comes a whole new set of challenges. But that's a story for another time. In 2003, something revolutionary hit our TV screens, Chappelle's Show. The sketch comedy program, created by Dave Chappelle and his co-writer Neil Brennan, became an instant sensation. But what made it so unique? Well, for starters, it was Dave's unapologetic take on race, culture, and society. He had an uncanny ability to make us laugh, while simultaneously forcing us to question our preconceived notions about these complex topics. This was comedy with a purpose, comedy that made a difference. The show was a hit, both in terms of viewership and cultural impact. It resonated with a wide variety of audiences, breaking down barriers and stereotypes with its sharp humor and insightful commentary. Phrases like, "I'm Rick James, B," became part of the cultural lexicon, proof of the show's wide-reaching influence. And at the helm of it all was Dave Chappelle, who maintained a high level of creative control throughout the show's run. He was not just a performer, but a writer, producer, and the main driving force behind the show's distinct style and content. This was his vision, his commentary, and his humor, shared with millions of viewers each week. But with success came pressure, and lots of it. The show's network, Comedy Central, offered Dave a staggering $50 million deal for 2 more seasons. It was a testament to the show's success, but it also put an immense amount of strain on Dave. He began to question the impact of his comedy, wondering if it was perpetuating the stereotypes he sought to deconstruct. He felt the network was trying to control him and his vision. The laughter he once found liberating started to feel like chains, binding him to expectations and demands he never signed up for. And then, in a move that shocked everyone, Dave Chappelle walked away. He left the show, the $50 million deal and the fame, disappearing from the public eye. He traded the glitz and glamour of Hollywood for a quiet life in Ohio, far from the pressures of fame and the expectations of others. His departure left a void in comedy, with fans and critics alike wondering what had driven him away. Rumors swirled, but Dave remained silent, choosing to step back and focus on himself and his family. It was a bold move, one that showed his commitment to his values and his willingness to prioritize his well-being over success. Looking back, the Chappelle's Show era was a time of groundbreaking comedy and intense scrutiny. It showcased Dave's genius, his courage, and his unwavering commitment to his vision. It also highlighted the pressures of fame and the toll it can take on even the most resilient individuals. In a surprising turn of events, Dave Chappelle left everything behind, disappearing from the public eye. But his impact on comedy and the conversations he started continue to resonate even today. After nearly a decade, Dave Chappelle returned, this time on a different stage. The stage was different, but the man was the same. In 2016, Dave Chappelle inked a deal with Netflix, marking his return to stand-up comedy. And boy, did he return with a bang. The deal was a whopping $60 million for 3 specials. That's no small change, folks. His comeback was as fiery as his exit. His humor, as always, was raw, uncensored, and unapologetic. He delved into issues of race, celebrity, and societal norms with a wit so sharp it could cut through steel. His controversial style, which some found offensive, was exactly what others found refreshing. It was a no-holds-barred approach to comedy that had been missing for years. The critical acclaim followed swiftly, with the New York Times calling him the comedian's comedian. The specials were a hit, and once again, Dave was on top of the comedy world. His return was a testament to his resilience, his talent, and his ability to make people laugh in a world that often forgets how to. In 2019, Dave reached another milestone. He was awarded the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. This prestigious award, which recognizes individuals who have had an impact on American society in ways similar to the distinguished 19th century novelist and essayist Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain, was a testament to Dave's influence and talent. The award was given to celebrate the humor, the social criticism, and the acute observations of human nature that are the hallmark of Mr. Chappelle's body of work, according to the Kennedy Center. It was a recognition of his genius and a validation of his comeback. Dave Chappelle, once again, proved that he was not just a comedian, but a force to be reckoned with. His comeback was a reminder that true talent cannot be suppressed, and that humor, in its most raw and authentic form, can be a powerful tool for social commentary and change. Dave Chappelle's journey is not just a story of success, but a lesson in resilience. From humble beginnings, he climbed the ladder of fame with sheer grit and determination. He pioneered a unique brand of comedy that spoke volumes about society, race, and politics. He was bold, he was daring, and he was unapologetically himself. His skyrocketing career took a sudden halt when he walked away from it all, but the world hadn't seen the last of Dave Chappelle. His comeback was nothing short of triumphant, a testament to his enduring talent and charisma. He's more than just a comedian. He's a trailblazer, a provocateur, a voice that refuses to be silenced. His legacy is far-reaching, influencing generations of comedians and leaving an indelible mark on the world of comedy. His story is a powerful reminder of the strength of human spirit. In the world of comedy, there are many stars, But there's only one Dave Chappelle.